Can we get some ratchet one time?
Look, I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peace, you gon' see the flex when you hear these writtens. Trust me, you know the difference. I got a long ways to climb before you see a slippage. I see the process and the journey I'm supposed to be, but perplexed, cause I don't really see nobody close to me. Hopefully this ain't wasted and I know it ain't. You gotta take the time for seasoning to marinate. You need the patience under pressure just to detonate. I'm trying to blow up and these heathens need to get it straight. Gifted with a vision and precision, I'm just trying to make it high key. Might be breaking free like I was Zion in some Nikes. Tucked at the crib, bro, you know just where to find me. Making beats and spitting crack verses pretty likely. Yeah, socks with the burst, boy, I ain't changed a bit. Normal guy till I die, you know what it is. You probably thought I'd give up now that I got some kids, but really now I got these arrows aiming at your ribs. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the stop, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas. Hey, please be on the notice, these my motives. Bought my chicken and it's rotis. You parsimonious, you take it all cause you a locust. My focus is to grow this mission. A visionary, get a dictionary. We here off the ribbon, we ain't sharing, we just caring. Let me speak it to the manager. We damage her, no you ain't messing with an amateur. I'm ramming, the competition, they ain't standing up. They fanning from left to right cause now they branded us.
Now who that is?
Mike Jones, they ain't want me now, they all on me. Got counterfeits trying to play me, I guess they thinking I'm Sony. These big head dummies showing up and out of their character. Homie, you need a price cause without it the squad ain't hearing you. Top of that, we ain't fearing yet. We swinging for the fences with the sting of a left hook that connects with Sonny Liston. I'm dismissing any and all of the disrespect. Nonetheless, it ain't a threat, I'm just letting y'all know who's next. I don't wanna talk. How you try and press the kid and really you was soft. All you know is capping, homie, you don't know the law. Pedal to the metal, you ain't catching me in park. I just hit the start, I don't wanna speak. Talking all that good, so I just hit you with the plays. Running up the score like Tyreek, I'm going deep. Watch me how I'm saucing, I be spreading it with ease. You gon' see the peas, you gon' see the...
Yeah, I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been hiding a drone, but still low-key. We been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat. Yo, grew my hair and took the grill out. Think it's time to put it back in. Trying to get into that big house, turn the crib into the mansion. Needed something with that big bounce. You know I had to hit Jackson. Aaron Rodgers with the quick routes. I'm with the gang, we packing. We on the field at Lambo. Might peel in a Lambo. Running drills in my camo. They know what the M stand for. Still got fam in Hawaii, yeah. Couple fans in the lobby, yeah. Couple grand in my pocket, yeah. Couple grams of wasabi, yeah. Eye it up, no glasses. Light it up, no matches. Wife it up, no ratchets. Might turn my wife to an actress. And we gon' make a movie, no Kim K. Give a fuck about what your friends say. I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been hiding a drone, but still low-key. We been sitting on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat.
I'm just sticking to the code, I keep it so G. She asked me what I smoke, I'm smoking OG. I don't fool with too many, only catch me 4 deep. Gotta stay away from snakes, swear these people so creep. I've been grinding for a minute, many labels so sleep. These rappers drop a song, be hot for about a week. I put Gucci on my toes, I keep some cold feet. I ain't paying for no hoes, you niggas know me. I'm about to body the beat. I keep me a hottie with me. She wanna for a fee. Give me that for free. Keep me some money on me. Smoking the gas, keep. You with me, sheesh. But need OG Keith.
I got money on my phone and money on me. I got all these hoes, but still lonely. They been blowing on that strong, but still so weak. I've been hiding a drone, but still low-key. We been sitting on on the floor, they in the nosebleeds. Lately I've been in control, they can't control me. Yeah, they about to get exposed for being so cheap. I've been sticking to the code and I ain't gon' cheat.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, thought they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is into me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like. Yeah, you about to see me on demand like. You know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll. And it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Ayy, on the road, here we go. Yeah, at the top of the class on a roll. Ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Yeah, maxed out, put the pedal to the floor. Yeah, on the road, here we go. Here we go. On the road, here we go.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Frankie Candles live stream every single weekday right here at 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And Mafia, Bitcoin, continuing to kind of push to the upside. As you guys know, we were looking at some key levels on the chart. As we push into our value area low, we were looking for a potential continuation up to some key levels, and we hit those key levels, got a rejection, and now we're back at those key levels right now. Now, this is a very, very important level of resistance, guys. Are we going to be able to break this and get the bigger move up? And if we do, how high can Bitcoin go? Are we going to get the weekend dump? What the heck is going to go on? I just want a chill weekend, guys. I just want Bitcoin to cool off, and because of that, I'm sure it's going to be a wild weekend. But shout out to the CandleMafia. Thank you guys for tuning in. I want to cover the key levels and kind of what I'm looking at here, moving into the weekend, yeah, hopefully we don't get any insane, guys. We have the stock market absolutely dying. Like, the stock market is horrible right now. And Bitcoin showing a bit of strength here, which is really interesting. Really, really interesting. I want to talk about that. Is Bitcoin just going to wind up following eventually? I want to talk about that today. Give you guys my overall plans as we go into the weekend. I am not holding any trades right now. I am sitting on the sidelines, guys, right now. We absolutely crushed the trades earlier this week. I got my profits, and I'm just letting things kind of pan out. Waiting to come up to those next key levels. But we're going to try to break everything down for you guys tonight. But thank you all for tuning in. I appreciate every single one of you guys in the chat right now. There's a lot of things you could do with your time, but you're spending your time here with your boy Frankie Candles and the CandleMafia on a Friday night too. Shout out to the CandleMafia. But let's see, we got Irvin in the chat. What is going on? Said XRP rocking as well. Shout out to Irvin. Guys, we took a look at some of those altcoins yesterday, and we were looking for those pushes up based off of the 4-hour bullish divergences. And some of those altcoins did get the moves up right into those targets. I want to talk about that. Let's see. Shout out to Maheen said, how did y'all make or loss today? Shout out to you, brother. It's a sit on my hands type of day. I did not make a loss or a win. So yeah, but shout out to Bison. Welcome in. We got Asi in the chat said all the money flow from the stock market to the crypto market. Let's go, Asi. I mean, listen, that would be really nice. I'm going to kind of talk about what I'm looking at there as far as the stock market absolutely dumping and Bitcoin holding up. Is it decoupling? We were talking about that in the premium live stream. We got Gen Z in the chat. Long time no see. Just saw him a few minutes ago in the premium live stream. We got Cuz I Can Bump It. Jesse, our like police, is in the chat, guys. If he asks you to like that like or touch that like or lick it or whatever you want to do to the like button, if he asks you, just please do it. And if we get 1,000 likes on tonight's live stream, we will be giving away 3 Frankie Candles hats. And we also have some crypto to give away as well. Crypto is king. Shout out to Simon. Yes, shout out to you, bro. Crypto is king. At least as of right now, it's doing a lot better than the stock market. So, but yeah, we'll see what we get over the weekend. Dump. Shout out to Henny. We'll take a look at Market Cypher B, guys, the key levels that we're coming up to right now. But yeah. Hit the like 3 times. Shout out to Satoshi Stacker. We got Crespo Crypto in the chat. Good to see you in here, bro. Said, I just sniffed the like button. Hey, guys, sniffing it actually counts for 2 likes, so I appreciate that. But guys, with all that being said, let's go ahead and go ahead and jump on into these charts. Show our mods some love, guys. We got Kembro, Darren Does Things, Crypto Billy, Crypto Anon, Tyler Durden, Rob the Crypto Snob. You guys know who they are. Show them some love in the chat. And yeah, let's go ahead and jump on into these chats. I don't know. Guys, it's Friday. I am so shot today. You have no idea whatsoever. Probably a good idea that I didn't enter a trade today because I probably would have gotten wrecked not thinking. I would have been like, oh my God, Brett, support. Short. But yeah, with all that being said, we got JKaki Crypto or JKak. Khak Crypto. What's going on, bro? He said, got the stream on my TV and phone to chat. I want a membership back. Shout out to JK. I call him JKaki Crypto. Shout out to you, bro. Maybe Golden will make an appearance today. And maybe, hey, listen, if we hit 1,000 likes, we'll give away memberships and give away 3 hats. And then again, we already have the crypto giveaways that we're doing. So stick around to the end of the stream if you want a chance to win some free crypto. And without further ado, holding on for the ride either way. Let's go. Shout out to Kembro. Shout out to Dutch in the chat. And last but not least, we got Jay Violet and And now, let's go ahead and jump on into the charts. Let's get into it. Let's see. I want a membership. Let's go. Shout out to Felix. Let's get it, baby. Welcome in, bro. Welcome in. But let's go ahead and jump on in here and see what we got going on, guys. Now, obviously, if you guys tuned into the live stream yesterday, pretty much we were looking at the fact that we did come on down to our value area low, and we did put in some slightly bullish divergences, right? We came down there, obviously, last time with the massive, nice, beautiful 4-hour bullish divergences, and then we got that rise to the POC, flipped that POC, looked for the push up to the value area high, caught that absolutely savage short setup from the top of the value area high here, rode that all the way down, caught a little scalp long here, and then we came down to the value area low for a second time, guys. I'm not going to lie. Part of the reason why I'm not really like aggressively trying to trace chase trades right now is because we made an absolute killing this week in the premium Discord. And I'm just, although we did have, we were talking about the bounce from here and kind of what we were looking at, which was an eventual move up to that POC, which we did wind up getting. I was not really looking to chase that because we only really got those low time frame confirmations. As we looked at yesterday, we had a little 15-minute bull divs. We also had a little SFP down here at the low into the golden pocket / daily horizontal level that we did indeed just go ahead and tap, right? So we came down there, SFP, 15-minute bull divs, and then yesterday what we were looking for was if we were able to hold that just off those local confirmations for a continuation to the upside. Obviously, the POC of the range is going to be the next likely place for price to go, and obviously we did wind up seeing that tapped, and then we got a massive dump to the downside, and then we wound up, now we're just kind of sitting around this POC once again. So I want to explain that a little bit, but we got that continuation up to the POC. The question is, are we going to flip that POC, come on into our daily at 85,132, and then potentially work our way all the way back up for yet another, I think it is the fifth fill number 1, fill number 2, fill number 3, fill number 4. Are we going to get that fifth fill of that full volume profile? To be quite honest, guys, I really do like to see those medium time frame confirmations, such as a 4-hour bullish divergence. These are a little bit, a little bit more significant, if you will, to see those bigger moves up. We had that back here, obviously, with the long setup in the premium for that bigger rip into the value area high. That is really nice to see. However, we don't really have any of those medium time frame bullish divergences, right? Technically, on the 4-hour, I guess you could argue that we do have a wick divergence here from the little wick right here all the way down to that wick. Let me make this a little bit thicker. Let me make the wick thick. Oh God. Anyway, I'm just going to move right on from that one. But if you take a look here, you can see that we do technically have lower lows on our price action here on the 4-hour, but the divergence didn't really print that nicely, right? And I do like to see the divergences happen on the bodies of the candles, but technically that is a 4-hour bull div, just not really what I like to see personally. Really all we had here was that really nice 15-minute bull div with the SFP. So we look for that continuation up to the POC, and just generally, guys, within the context of the larger range, the key levels remain exactly the same. All right, I told the premium Discord today, I was like, guys, my plan remains exactly the same. If we do come back down here, key support. Now, obviously, we did come down and tap the daily and the golden pocket, but technically, so I am probably going to move this a little bit down to that daily, and then I'll even take this. I'll leave the golden pocket. I'm just going to leave the whole box there. But at the end of the day, right, the daily is tapped. The golden pocket, the top of the golden pocket is tapped. But we still do have the bottom of the golden pocket down here, as well as a weekly naked point of control, which is untouched. We just barely front ran that level. So we do have that weekly naked point of control sitting down there, as well as a daily naked point of control sitting all the way down at about 80,500. So if this, then that statement for me, right, is caught the short to the downside, caught this little scalp to the long to the upside, came down to the value area low. If we see the fill in full here, because again, generally, if we are for some reason going to hold this value area low off just those local confirmations, obviously yesterday we looked to come up to the POC. We're sitting there right now. Overall, we could look for a potential continuation through this larger profile, leading us up to about $88,370, up to our value area high of the range, but not so fast, guys, right? I'm not just going to instantly be looking for a move up there, but for me personally, like I said, I like to show you guys kind of the bullish case, the bearish case, and then kind of what I'm doing right now. Again, I am sitting out right now. I am not in a position. Made a nice move on that short. Made a nice move on this scalp long. I got my bag. I'm going into the weekend with some profit. Maybe I'll buy Mrs. Kendall some new hand lotion. I don't know. But through the general profile, laws of the volume profile, we technically did come into the value area low with 15-minute bull divs, right? So we do have an opportunity if we do flip that POC. We have some work to do if we want to see that full journey up to the value area high. But for me personally, I am waiting to see either the more macro value area high hit before I start looking for more significant short positions, right? And then for the more significant long positions, I know there are a few people in the premium Discord who actually did take the long here from the bounce we were looking at. But again, I am not. So if we do come back down, value area low with the deviation into our key levels of support down here could be an area to look for another bounce if we can get confirmations. And then maybe we can get more medium time frame confirmations, not just the 15-minute bull div and the 5-minute SFP. Maybe we can get more significant confirmations and get back in the range, hold the value area low, then go up to the PLC and the high if we don't do it right now. So if we come up first, I'm simply waiting for the higher levels of resistance for short positions. And if we come back down, if this happens over the weekend, I will say, I think if we are going to hit either this level or this level, I don't know if we're going to hit this over the weekend. That would be kind of crazy, especially with the way the stock market looks right now. But if we did come on down here, I'll look for the long. And if we just rip up from here, I'll sit on my hands until we come up to the value area high. But I do think that's probably going to be a little lower probability to get a move all the way up here over the weekend. Again, especially because of the way the stock market looks. If we do get that, That'd be really interesting to see Bitcoin absolutely rip and roar to the upside with stocks absolutely plummeting. And I do want to talk about that just a little bit. So key levels remain exactly the same, guys. Now, again, this is the larger profile. It's probably going to take some time. Maybe we get some turbulence at the POC eventually. And we do have levels above us here, right? We do have a daily level sitting at about 85,124. And this is going to be a pretty interesting level because we have the daily level as well as our, I'm actually going to have to pull the local level. Come on down to a lower time frame. Bada boom. Where we at? Let me come down another time frame. There we go. So we do have the 786 daily level, right? Because yesterday, as we were looking for a potential high probability move into the POC / golden pocket retracement, which was confluent there, right? So you have the 786 daily right here. And then you also have the daily POC, the golden pocket POC. Right? So we look for the move. Obviously, the POC is going to act as a magnet for price. You hold the value area low. Obviously, it's going to be a high probability to push in here. But also, if you're just looking for a local golden pocket retracement confluent with the POC, it gives you a little bit more reason to be looking up there. But if we're going to look for a rejection, where are we looking for the rejection at, guys? We could be looking at that golden pocket 786 zone as a key level of resistance to potentially get a big rejection, which we did wind up getting. But then I don't know what happened here, guys. We just kind of bounced back up, which is pretty wild, especially because of the way the stock market looks again, right? But if we do continue to push up, we do have the daily / 786 sitting between about, I would say 85, almost 85 too, like 85 150 all the way down to about 84 797. So we do continue up. Just understand we do have local resistance above here as well. And the POC does oftentimes act as a magnet for price. So maybe we kind of cling to that point of control. I believe we did this like even over here, you can see you get the move to the value area high at the time, right? You come down, you kind of cling to that POC, and this was actually a weekend as well. So you kind of just cling to that POC. Are we in a situation like that where we're just going to see this thing cling to the POC, or are we going to break up and go? Again, we'll take a look at market cipher B. Again, I don't really have a preference here. I guess my preference would probably be a move down before a move up, just so I could catch a long position. But for me personally, it doesn't really matter. If we come down here, I'm looking for the long. If we come up here, I'm looking for the short. But if you are in a long position, just understand we are at key resistance here. If we flip up, you got to get above about 85.1 to 85.2. And then once you get above that, sure, there are some other local levels of resistance. But again, just overall, you're going to be looking for that potential continuation through the profile. Now, you might say to yourself, well, Frankie, how likely is that rotation through the entire profile if you don't have those nice medium time frame confirmations like we did back here with that nice 4-hour bull div that sent us to the high? This is just a 15-minute bull div and a low time frame SFP. And, if we don't really have medium time frame confirmations, why would you look for a continuation up through the whole profile? Well, it might not be that likely, right? Now, just based off the loss of the volume profile, it is definitely an open target, so you have to keep that in mind. However, you guys know we do have our local range that we were looking at yesterday, which obviously had a lower POC at about 83,178. Obviously, we got a little turbulence there, got above it, and then we pushed into those Fibonacci levels. But this is the local range that I'm looking at, right? If we're not going to go get that full fill of the entire profile, it's the same thing we were looking at yesterday. If we got above that POC, we push into the golden pocket. If you flip that daily, look to come into the value area high at 86,118. So local levels right now. I'm going to take the golden pocket. I'm just going to leave it on the chart, right? I'm not just going to delete it. But locally, your value area low sits at $81,234, POC at 83,162, and then I'll just come up to the 786 daily, about 84,800, all the way up to 85,140, 150-ish, and then above that value area high at 86,111. So that's the local range I'm looking at. Maybe we kind of just chop around here, right? Because again, if we were going to come up and fill that entire massive, bigger profile, I would have liked to see higher time frame confirmations down here, but maybe we just get a rotation of this more local range, right? You kind of bing bong around, stay above the POC, break above the daily, come into the value area high. This is going to be key resistance, in my own personal opinion. Not that I'm probably not going to be trading this weekend. I don't usually trade on weekends, to be honest, but if we do come up here, this is the local range to look at. If you're looking for some scalps potentially over the weekend, pull from our high to our low here. You can see you do have golden pocket confluence. And even if I hide these Fibonacci levels, right, we'll keep the daily on there. I'll get rid of the purple box, right? You're above the POC. You have your daily 786 above you. But at the end of the day, right, if you're going to be looking for a retracement of this entire move down, right, from the big liquidation wick all the way to the low here, if you're going to go for that golden pocket 786 retracement, that makes this value area high golden pocket key resistance. And even if you deviate into above that value area high, remember, this is typically where we look for shorts in the context of the local profile, right? And then depending on what money flow looks like, what the context of the market is, if we do come back in, you could potentially look for a rotation back down to the lows. So this is like kind of the local range I'm looking at. Again, I don't know if we're going to shoot all the way up, even if we do get a weekend pump. Like, are we going to shoot all the way up to 88,500? We could, right? But guys, when we think there's a high probability move, you will see us call for it, right? Like on the thumbnail recently, right before we came to 88K, when we were kind of bing-bonging around here above the POC, we were talking about, I think the thumbnail was literally like 88K next, right? And what happens? The reason we looked at that target was because it was the value area high. We thought there was a high probability based off money flow and the fact that we were going to get above that POC, that we would see that level. So right now, I just don't, it doesn't seem as high probability, but it doesn't mean it's impossible, right? And that is why I am going to be looking at that local range first, right? Kind of, if we do come up here, I could look for potential scalp shorts for a potential move back into the range and back down to the low. But once you start breaking above this 786 at about, 86,937, you start getting above this, maybe that's where you get the bigger breakout, in which case I would hide this local range and simply pull up the larger range and say, hey, I got the value area high at 88.5, and then we also have in here, there's really not a ton of resistance, to be quite honest. We have the $90,000 psychological level, and then you have the $91,000 786, which is obviously confluent with, let me turn off some of these naked points of controls and the dailies, right? And then that 786 at $91,100 is also confluent with our upper range value area low, which we've been looking at forever, so I'm not going to cover that too much. But again, the bigger short positions, in my opinion, let's say, hey, we went from the low to the high, from the high to the low, from the low to the high, from the high to the low. If we're just going to fill this profile again, I'm just going to be waiting to come up here into this major key level of resistance for the bigger shorts, right? Other than that, scalp range, that little local range I just showed, is going to be what I'm looking at, on the lower time frames, right? So we'll see, right? Volume profiles would say that as long as we stay above this POC, the daily and the value area high is probably going to be the next target to the upside. And then to the downside, obviously, you have the key support down here with these naked levels below the golden pocket and below the value area low. And that's just simply what I'm doing here, guys. We are simply trading the ranges until they break to the upside or the downside and give us a new range to trade, right? It's been absolutely beautiful here. 1, 2, 3, 4. Are we going to get that fifth fill? It would be really nice, right? Like, we'll see. Are we going to get that? Again, I would really prefer another breakdown to take the lows one more time. And then, as you guys know, if we do not get accepted back into this range and we reject out of this volume profile, next key level, I hate to, just repeat myself, but these levels all remain exactly the same. 786 at 79,100 all the way down to the, I believe it's a daily naked point of control, or it's a daily horizontal, actually, sitting at 78.5. That would be the next level, right? So, yeah. That's what we're looking at. If we come up, beautiful. I got the short zone up here. If we come down, we got the long zone number 2 here. Looking for bounces here. Obviously, with only with confirmations, right, guys? Like, if we come down here, just because we have a lot of confluence here does not mean you can't melt through the level, right? We have to get those actual entry triggers. That is how we trade. We have the zones where we're looking for setups, right, where we can try to front run where we can see a setup present itself. And then as we push into those levels, just like this, we look for those entry confirmations as we tap into those levels. If we were not getting bullish divergences down here, if we were not getting any of the confirmations, we would have looked for a melt through that level, and then we would just have our eyes set over here for the next long, right? So I don't want anyone to get it twisted. If you are new here, if you're learning how to trade, this is not a situation where you can just mark these levels off on your chart, set limit orders, and then, and I know it looks like that a lot, right? Because you could look at this range and be like, well, hey, this guy's always talking about the value areas, bounces at the lows, rejections at the highs. Why don't I, in this case, right, if you take a look at some of the recent trades that we've taken in the premium Discord, guys, I don't want to leak any premium information here. Wouldn't be fair for the people who pay. So let me just hide this stuff real quick. I don't think I have the. Okay, yeah. So let me just clean this stuff up a bit. So actually, I'll just show it like this, right? So these are. I know this looks like a mess right now, but these are some of the recent trades we've taken in the premium. But you can see the bigger trades, right? At the value area low, up to the value area high, and then you can kind of barely see it. You have the short right here, right? From the high all the way to the low, the long from the low all the way to the high, and then the short from the high to all the way to the low, right? So we're getting these bigger range trades, but you can see the little scalps in between, these little smaller trades, right? Little scalp to the downside, little bounce to the upside, right? Taking those little scalps as well, even this little bounce here, and also the little scalp trade that I took the other day, which was, where's it at? I think I deleted it, maybe. But yeah, which was right here on this little bounce. But the whole thing is, right, we get the bigger trades from the value area low to the value area high, but it's not a guarantee, right? If we did not have the full 4-hour bullish divergences down here, I would not take the trade, right? If we did not look for the SFP with the aggressive push into the value area high for the move to the downside, we would not take that trade, right? If we just started ripping up here with no reaction, we're not just going to take the trade for no reason. That's why I don't use limit orders, right? Trading is a game of trapping, not a game of hunting. You set your levels, you set your trap, and then only when you see those confirmations, when that mouse takes the bait, that is the only time that you pull the trigger, right? If the mouse is just coming up here sniffing around, you don't want to close the you don't want to engage the trap, right, or pull the trigger on the trade, right, because you're not going to hit the mouse, right? It's just going to sit in. Like, does that make sense, right? Like if you have a mouse trap set like right here, and the mouse, I don't know how mice look, right? Like little whiskers, I guess, right? Little rat tail, right? Mouse comes and sniffs. You don't want to slam that. You don't want to waste that trap, slam that trap, because you're not going to catch the mouse. It's not until the mouse comes into, it's not until the mouse comes into the trap that you want to fire. The mouse coming into the trap and stepping on it is like you seeing your confirmations. Once you see those confirmations, boom, you trigger the trade, right? That is how you trade, right? Or that's how we trade. That's how I recommend trading, right? Not financial advice. You want to actually see the triggers, right? If you don't see the triggers, you don't take the trade because you're probably going to melt through the level. And if that is the case down here, just understand. Come on down. And maybe you do get the bullish confirmations. We talked about this yesterday. Maybe you get some bullish confirmations and it just doesn't play out and you stop out of that trade. You just want to be able to understand where that next key level of support is, right? And it's going to be sitting right here between 79,158 and 78,508, right? So yeah, other than that, sitting on our hands, waiting for those next key levels. And to be quite honest with you guys, it is a little hard to make a call here, right? You have your 2-day VWAP attempting to come back to the upside, getting a little bit of a rejection there. Your daily VWAP, we'll have to see. We'll probably see what happens here on the stream. Are we going to get this green dot to print or not? But it is a little suspicious here, guys. And the reason for that is because if we take a look at the stock market, good Lord, this thing is going to zero, guys. This is insane. And, this is kind of why I don't mind sitting out of the market, right? Like, even taking the long at the value area low is a little, like, with the stocks coming down like this, hopefully we see a situation. We actually talked about this before where we see, I don't know if we're at that point in crypto yet, right? Where, like, people are flocking to Bitcoin for safety, right? I do think that might be the case at some point, right? Digital gold. I don't know if we're there yet. But this is insane to see, right? Like for the most part, the stock market is correlated to Bitcoin, right? When stocks go down, Bitcoin usually goes down. Stocks go up, Bitcoin usually goes up. This is a complete, at least for today, it is just not doing it. Insane and really nice, at least, unless, are we just trapping people for the actual bigger nuke down, right? Maybe we see fireworks this weekend. I really hope not. I kind of want to. I kind of want to take a chill week or to have a chill weekend, which kind of makes me think maybe Bitcoin will give us fireworks, either to the upside or the downside. But stocks, it is interesting that those are dumping, so it is making me a little cautious here. I'm kind of happy that I'm not holding any positions right now, to be quite honest, especially with all the profit we made earlier this week. So, if we do come down there, that would be the next level that we're looking at, ending at about 78,500. We lose that, we're going to be looking closer to between about 75 and 76,400. And the reason we have that level down there is simply because we have our daily and weekly naked points of control sitting down there, right? So these are the three major key levels of support to the downside. If we do see Bitcoin decide to kind of just like follow suit and just like kind of follow along with what the stock market's doing, I would potentially anticipate to come down to our, again, these levels here are going to be key, but if it's going to be like a huge nuke, right? Like if the stock market's going to give us that big candle to the downside and Bitcoin gives us some kind of like crazy dump, we still have our $72,000 to $70,000 zone, which I don't want to cover too much, but I will just kind of show it briefly here. Top of the golden pocket at 72.2, all the way down to about 70,000 to 67.4, right, where we have our next confluent area support. But this is still pretty far away, guys. I don't want to cover like every single level and every single possible scenario that could play out, right? As of right now, based off the context of the charts, we're within our profile. We're holding the low. As long as we stay above this low, POC is open. Flip that POC, understand the local resistance, but at the end of the day, if you hold above that point of control, you could potentially continue up to the value area high. And then we have the local levels as well. You could pause the video and screenshot these levels so you can get them on your chart as well. So there you go, right? Locally, I would kind of watch this. Maybe over the weekend, we kind of just slide around in this range, right? You have a high, higher low, higher high. Maybe you just kind of continue your trend up to the value area high, where we could then look for shorts. If we break out, that's where we look at the bigger range. Simply put, right? So yeah, we'll see what happens, guys. I don't know. Stocks dumping is a little bit suspicious in my opinion, but maybe we're going to see something weird happen here. Yeah, take a look at the higher time frames here. Let's take a look at the weekly. Let's see here. Yeah, your weekly green dot is looking to print. Let me go ahead and hide this. Yeah, weekly green dot is potentially looking to print. Maybe if we get that green dot on the weekly, this is our next best bet to get a big move to the upside, guys. Weekly green dot printing is probably going to be the thing that calls for the bigger move up, right? And is that bigger move up going to be all-time highs or potentially something I could picture personally happening is maybe getting that bigger retracement. Maybe if the bearish case plays out, we come up to that $97,000 level, which is the golden pocket retracement of this entire drop down for a lower high. And then maybe that's, if we do come up sooner than later, we do have to be careful with weekly money flow coming out. If we get that green dot, maybe that pushes us up into some retracement levels. We have some lower ones as well. We'll cover them as we get to them. But if we got a full golden pocket retracement, this would almost be too obvious in my opinion. But with money flow coming out here, if we reject here and the weekly still looks like garbage as far as money flow goes, this could be an opportunity to put in a lower high between the golden pocket 786 and get the bigger drop to the downside. So if we come up first, maybe we come up first and then come down to some of these lower levels like 70K, 72K, or maybe even right here at about 75K where we have that weekly naked point of control, right? But yeah, we'll see. We're just ping-ponging around in this range, so there's no reason to look outside of that range. We could just use those levels that are actually relevant to the price action that we're looking at, right? So yeah, and I will just stick to the larger range here, just because I know not everybody's looking to scalp every single move. So yeah, these would be the key levels that I am looking at. And then yeah, weekly green dot would be a good sign for a move to the upside. 6-day green dot would be nice too. And then again, we also are going to have to, if we start printing them, maybe that starts the big move up, but we're still going to have a week to confirm them, right? But you got your 4-day red dot looking to print, your 2-day is kind of bing-bonging around, or your 3 days bing-bonging around, your 2-day maybe looking for a green dot. Not a lot to take away from these higher time frames. The only thing I can really take away from these higher time frames, guys, is going to be the fact that we have this money flow coming out here, right? This is indicative of a continuation of the downtrend on the higher time frame, right? We talk about this all the time. Lower highs, lower lows. Lower highs, potential lower lows, right? So that's really the only thing that's clear on the higher time frames. These VWAPs are getting rejected. So yeah, I'm kind of happy I'm not in a position, just going to let things play out, watching the key levels, and more often than not, we are going to see the TA absolutely slap, but we'll see. Let's see. Being outside of dangerous is being outside of Bitcoin is dangerous right now. Shout out to Nacho. I guess you mean like not being exposed to Bitcoin. Yeah, I haven't sold my spot bags. I still have my spot bags. I'm just not in any leverage trades right now. Let's see. Give me 74K. Yeah, that would be nice. 75, 74K. Shout out to Redman in the chat. What is going on, Redman? Welcome in, bro. Let's see. BJK says, if we are going up, there will be a higher low to buy. Yeah, for sure. I mean, well, here's the thing, right? Like when we look at this from a higher time frame perspective, I'm going to jump into the altcoins real quick in a second. Yeah, like the question for me personally in the long term is, you know, obviously we anticipated this drop down based off the money flow on the daily coming out, right? I'm not going to go over all that, but, you know, we were looking at this golden pocket 786 as a potential place to put in a higher low to then maybe put in, right? Looking for a correction down to your golden pocket 786 and then look for that higher low, right? And the higher high with the break of structure to the upside. The problem here for me personally doesn't mean it can't happen, but the money flow on the higher time frames, in my opinion, is going to look like maybe this is a lackluster retracement before a lower low comes in on the higher time frames, right? But even if we did see that, right, we do still have some really, really nice Fibonacci retracements down here. If we do get that move and we could hold on this golden pocket here, like let's say we do get a little retracement here, puts in a lower high, we put in a lower low, and we don't come down to $72,000 to $70,000 now, maybe that's how we see it happen. A little bit more of a retracement, lower high. And the only reason I say that is because the 2-day money flow, the 3-day money flow is kind of flat, to be honest. But then that weekly money flow, that 6-day money flow coming out is not the best sign, guys. Like every time we see these high time frame money flow crossovers into the red, right? Big drop. Oh my God, we're going to 100K. But the money flow always indicates the longer term trend. So you look at that bounce as lackluster for a lower high and a drop down to lower prices, right? So hopefully we're not in a situation like that where we're just getting a retracement to put in a lower high and then a massive lower low. But if we did, there is still an opportunity to put another higher low in, like a higher time frame higher low in on this golden pocket, right? This would just be a healthy golden pocket retracement, a retest of prior support or prior resistance, right? We broke out of here. You might want to come retest that. The question is, how is it going to work itself out in here? We're going to come up first. We're going to come down first. There's a million different scenarios, but that's why I like to have you guys aware with the key levels on the chart, right? So if you know that you have the, right, maybe we do get the higher low here and we just break off to all-time highs. I would say money flow's probably not pointing towards that to just happen like that, but things can change, right? If we start working our way back up into this upper range, right, money flow starts coming back up, we could change our kind of theory, right? That we have to be able to adjust on our feet, right? Change our sentiment and just kind of use the new information that we get in the charts and change our decisions, right? We can't just always stick to like, oh, we got to go up, oh, we got to go down. So, maybe this is the first opportunity to put in a macro higher low for a higher high. But the real question is, how is this going to end? Is this going to end in a lower high for a lower low, or is this going to be the higher low to continue the upside? And there's probably going to be stuff that we could figure out in here within that price action once it develops that'll help us make that decision. But if we do get the bigger drop to the downside, just understand, right? If we were just looking at the full swing low to the swing high fib, you could potentially anticipate this to be pretty key support, right? Maybe we go down for that bigger golden pocket first and then put in the higher low and the higher high. Once we break below this, because where's the 50-week moving average? Hang on one second. Let me see where the 50-week is. Oh, yeah, so we're still, I mean, it wouldn't be bad in my opinion, right? The 50-week moving average obviously has been holding us up this whole cycle, right? Broke above it, tap it, higher highs, tap it, higher highs, right? So we're getting pretty close to it. Now, I wouldn't mind, right, like a slight dip below that, especially if we're coming into a macro golden pocket to retest these highs as well. But we would want that to be like, we'd want to close, in my opinion, probably want to close the weekly candle above that, right? And I'm going to have to fix, I just undid this by accident. Oh, it's the 6 day. So, I wouldn't mind wicking below it, but we really want to close the weekly above that 50-week moving average. You can see we wicked it, no big deal. Tapped it again, no big deal. We closed above it. I would rather hold above that level, but if we really had to go down for the higher low on the massive fib, that would be the level to do it at. And again, the question is, like, what's going to happen in the meantime? Are we going to come up first, then down? Are we just going to come up for an all-time high? Obviously, this is the question. This is a $1 million question everybody wants to know. But again, there's going to be things in the price action that'll help us decide this. But right now, based off money flow, right, on the 6 day and the weekly, it does look like we are at risk, especially you start looking at stuff like the 3 and the 2 day, right? 2 days been in the red. Lackluster bounces to the upside, lower highs, lower lows. Like, this is what money flow would really be pointing to, at least on the 6 day and the weekly and the 2 day and maybe the 3 day. The 4 day is just like kind of flat. You're technically trending out, but you're kind of flat. 5 day coming out kind of. So, yeah, we'll have to see. We're also still kind of coming up here as well. To be honest, if we're going to make an all-time high, right, if we're just going to come up here and make a massive all-time high, just understand, guys, like that money flow's just got to fake out, right? And it's basically just going to be like, oh, my God, money flow's coming out on the weekly. It's going to zero, bear market, right? And then maybe it just fakes out into a massive green wave. That is kind of what you have to hope for here, right? Because that just is what it is, right? Every time we see this weekly money flow cross into the red, it's bear market, right? Now, I'm not just going to look at this to call the bear market instantly, right? Maybe we get a little fake out or something. Something different can happen. But, yeah, like you're just hoping that this money flow fakes out on the higher time frames because it is definitely trending down. This makes me think that if we do get a retracement, it could be lackluster for a drop down after. And if it happens first, it would also make sense. But that green dot on the weekly, if we can get it, and it is also an inverted VWAP, guys. We talked about this recently. When you have these inverted VWAPs like this with that little inward curve, this sometimes does point to, like, coming up and then just rolling right back over, right? That's not really what you want to see. I could try to find like an example of it. Let me see. Might be able to find it on a lower time frame, but when you see those inverted VWAPs, they're usually not that strong, in my opinion, right? Or at least for what I look for. Like right here, maybe this is a good example. What is this? The daily. Right, yeah, you could see like, oh my God, we're going to get a green dot, we're going to get a green dot. And then like what happened? It printed, we kind of didn't really get much and we just dumped, right? So you don't really want to see those inverted VWAPs. You want to really see like nice fat boy rounded old VWAPs like this. You want that nice curvature. That's how CryptoFace says it, curvature, right? So you want that nice curvature on the VWAP as well as your money flow as well. But, you can see that was a much bigger, more powerful VWAP crossover. When you get those little inversions, like even here, right? Like green dot, and then you kind of just rolled over before continuing up. But, yeah, just keep that in mind. I don't love that weekly VWAP, even though it is looking to print a green dot. So we'll have to see what happens. And that's just kind of my thought process. But as a trader, guys, I am focused on the local levels, and I am only reacting, right? And that's the nice thing about being a trader, or at least knowing how to read the charts, is you could just sit here, have your TA sitting on your charts, and it's like, oh my God, what do I do? We're pumping. Should I get in, or is it going to go down? And it's like I almost want to ask people sometimes, like sometimes I talk to people like, and they'll be like, oh my, I don't know if should I get in? Should I get? I'm like, what are you freaking out for? Calm down. If it goes up without you, it's okay, right? You got to calm down. Control your emotions, but just sit here, right? For me personally, if I get an alert up here, that's where I'm looking at the chart. I'm not gonna be like, oh my God, we're pumping. I got to get in. I'm gonna miss this move, right? Just simply waiting for those levels to get hit, right? Beep, beep, beep. Trading view alerted. Let me check the price action. Do I have an entry trigger? If so, take the trade. If not, sit it out. Come down here. Beep, beep, beep. Oh, let me analyze the price. Do I have an entry trigger? If so, take it. If not, wait. And just wait to come down to the next level, right? So those are the major levels of support and resistance that I'm looking at, not only on the higher time frames, but also on the lower time frames. So there you go. Hopefully that helps you guys out. Let's see. Creighton C, you mean ancient tools. I don't know exactly what that was in reference to, Gen Z. But let's see. Would I spend $100K on alts or straight BTC? Shout out to Paul Nunez. It depends, right? It really depends on your situation, right? Typically for me, I direct people who have larger capital to at least higher market cap altcoins or Bitcoin, right? But it really depends. It's kind of a loaded question, right? Like, do you want the highest potential possible gain? If so, then you probably want to go search for some low cap alts and buy low cap alts with that 100K, right? But that comes with immense risk, right? That comes with much more risk than just buying Bitcoin. So it really depends on what you're looking for. Is this 100K something you could kind of like go to the crypto casino with? If you make a bunch of money, make a bunch of money. If not, it's not going to change your life. Then that you would have a one plan if that were the case, right? But if this is like you took out your 401k and like this is all your money and like you don't want to, I would probably put it more in something like Bitcoin, or even like higher market cap altcoins, maybe Solana, but I would still weight that way heavier Bitcoin, right? So it really depends on your own everyone's in a different situation. So yeah, it's like if you want to try to get a 200x, right? Like maybe just go buy meme coins, right? But it comes with super amount of risk. Bitcoin is definitely the safer option, 100%, right? But it comes with the con to that, right? The drawback of that is you have less potential gain opportunity, right? If Bitcoin goes from 100K to 200K, you're going to 2x your money. A lot of people like, are you happy with $100,000 profit? Or maybe if we just go to 150, are you okay with that profit? So it really depends on your goals, your situation, and your financial kind of setup, right? So it really depends. You can obviously make way more money on altcoins, but it's also a lot more risky. Look at altcoins right now, right? Like my Bitcoin bag is fat in profit. I bought down here. I am healthy in profit on Bitcoin. These dumps do not scare me. Altcoins, Ethereum, like, look how this is performing, right? Like, so if you were like, oh, you know what, I'll just put it all into even a high cap altcoin, like, still, even if you were buying down here, you're pretty much at break even, right? So, like, sure, this gain would be more, right? But it comes with a lot of risk. It definitely comes with a lot of risk. I know a lot of people are feeling that right now. Let's see. BTC is more liquid. Shout out to BJK. Let's see. Shout out to Ando Pancho said neither invest in learning how to trade, then invest in Bitcoin lower. Yeah, that's the thing, right? Like right now, is this the best time to buy Bitcoin? Probably not, right? Like, I mean, even if this is the high or low before massive new all-time high, like this is the next best time to buy in that case. But again, are you ready and willing to potentially get a dump down to 70K and instantly lose 15%, right? But I would agree with that, right? If you don't know anything about crypto, I would probably spend that money learning and, if anything, it's kind of hard, right? Like the time to invest really at the end of the day, sure, you could buy dips on the way up, right? Like if we're in a situation maybe like this before another all-time high, like sure, right now is the best time to buy Bitcoin, at least as of right now. But at the end of the day, really you want to be buying on the bear markets, right? Because if you put 100,000 in just for like easy math, right? You buy $100,000 of Bitcoin at 100K and it goes up to 150, right? Let's say you don't go, like, are you okay with that gain, right? Like, what are you looking to do, right? So you're always in a different situation. Everyone's in a different situation. It really depends. But we've had a lot of this play out already, right? Like, this is not like buying the bottom. This is not like buying a bear market. You are buying in a bull market, right? Which is already kind of risky, right? This dip might have looked really nice to people, like, oh my God, and it went up more, right? But like or maybe this dip is a little bit more relatable, right? Like, oh my God, we're down. Like, should I buy this dip? It's like, yeah, you could, right? But like how much gain are you really going to get? Like you hear all these people getting rich in crypto, right? But these are the people who were buying in the bear market, right? They had enjoyed that rip up of 1,700%. If you're buying here, You're not going to get rich like those people, right? You're only going to get about 100%, right? But that's fine. That's still an amazing gain. You can't get that in any other asset class, really, right? So it's still amazing, but you just have to ask yourself these questions, right? There's no right or wrong answer, right? Like, would you be wrong for buying down here and getting 100%? Not at all, right? But you have to understand you can't buy here and then expect like a 1,700% gain like you might hear people already have, right? So yeah, it really just depends on your personal situation. You can buy alts, just going to come with a lot more risk. No pain, no gain. Shout out to Gear. Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. Let's see. Over time, right? Like over the long term, buying Bitcoin, you're always going to wind up, in my opinion, ending up in profit, right? Like you could have bought the top of the 2017 bull market, you'd be up the next cycle, right? You could have bought the top of this cycle and you'd be up, almost break even, right? But at the end of the day, right, if you just were to slowly buy Bitcoin on all the big dips, right? Like you're going to hold Bitcoin for 40 years, right? You buy a little here, or maybe you wait for the big dumps, you buy a little here, right? Oh my God, bull market, I'm rich. Buy a little here, right? And then over time, this thing is probably going to go up and to the right, right? I do think there is a responsibility or a financial responsibility for people and their families to own some kind of Bitcoin, right? Like, but it's just like, yeah, everybody's different, right? Like when my uncles come to me and they're like, hey, should I buy Bitcoin? I'm like, nah. Like with my personal family, I'm a little bit more open, right? Because like I kind of know their situation. Like I had a family member ask me like, hey man, like I see Bitcoin, like everyone said it was going to go to 100K. No one thought it was going to happen. And then it happened. Like, should I be buying this? Like you're making money. You made money. Like, should I buy it? And I was like, just wait, right? Like at this point, like, could I tell you to buy the dip here and maybe come up? Sure. But I would rather tell them, hold off, just wait. We already had a massive pump. Let's wait. Right? And then when we're in a massive bear market and everybody's saying exchanges are going down and, oh my God, regulation, all this crazy stuff, Bitcoin's over forever, that's where I'd say, hey, maybe you should pick up a little Bitcoin, right? I sent out the text messages in the last bear market like, hey guys, I'm not telling you to buy, but I'm just letting you guys know I have a responsibility to tell you I am buying Bitcoin and altcoins, right? But they don't care, right? They're like, yeah, no, I don't know, man. Like, good luck with that. It's going to zero. And then where do they text me again? They text me up here, right? So when they ask me, like my family, like especially like someone who I know has a significant amount of money, I'm just like, just wait, right? Like it's at 80K right now. Like it might go up to 150K, but just wait for the next bear market and then buy in at the lows, right? So yeah, the fact that you're even asking me right now is kind of like, yeah, maybe wait, right? But everyone's different. Dollar cost average is the way to do it, right? You could put 10% of your bag in here, and then if it goes to 150K, it's like, okay, cool, I made some money. But if it dumps a little bit more, you have some dry powder. You could buy a little bit more here, right? And then if it dumps a little more, you can buy a little more here, right? And then you just dollar cost average on the way down. And then the next bull run or the next massive pump, you have a nice little average entry point, right? It's not exciting. It's not get rich overnight, but it's reality, right? But yeah, let's see. Shout out to Jose, says, when you don't have any TA ability, you just get either scared that it's done dropping or FOMO when it starts pumping. You have no clue what's probably going to play out. Yeah, shout out to Jose. Yeah, that's why understanding the charts is like, at least you could look at this chart, right? Like, historically, on Bitcoin, what would you rather buy? Knowing nothing about crypto, would you rather buy here, 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 and here? Or would you rather buy here, here, here? Right now, you're never going to know that this is the absolute bottom, obviously, right? This is easy to say in hindsight. You're not going to know this is the top. That's easy to say in hindsight. But you could say to yourself, well, hey, Mrs. Candles, get over here. Mrs. Candles, when did you buy Bitcoin? What price was Bitcoin at when you bought? What Mrs. Candles has been holding her crypto for years. And she's probably made more profit than most people who try to like buy tops and sell bottoms, or buy bottoms, sell tops. When did you buy? 2020 or 2021? Way before that? Yeah. When was it? Give me a year. Still in New York. 2019. Yeah, Mrs. Candles is low-key rich, guys. Bitcoin and Ethereum. Actually, your Ethereum is probably a break even, but it's okay. Her Bitcoin's up, guys. Her Bitcoin's up. But if you just look at this in hindsight, right, you just want to say to yourself, like, you have to have patience, right? Like, don't buy when, like, even if we're not at the end of the bull market and we're going to go to 200K, it's like still not the best time to buy. You want to wait for all the fear, the massive drops. Wait till Bitcoin drops 65 to 75% and then start to buy, right? And not financial advice. This is what I do. And my average entry is between 21 and 22K, right? So just, after you, like, look to the left. Did you, like, when you look to the left, have you had a massive move up? Then you probably shouldn't buy. If you look to the left and you had a massive move down, maybe it's a better time to buy, right? So, like, if I take these off the chart, right now, let's look to the left. We already got a big move up, right? Probably not the best time. Sure, you could buy the dip and it could continue up. But again, right, you want to buy when you look to the left. And let's say Bitcoin is down here. When you look to the left and you have a bunch of red candles, that's probably the time to buy, right? Or at least start buying. You're never going to time the top or the bottom. I didn't personally, right? I waited for the weekly money flow crossover, which, again, we're getting pretty close to getting right now. But you get that weekly money flow crossover. You get the first breakdown. And then this is where I started dollar cost averaging in. I bought down here. Did I care that it pumped? Right? Was I like, oh my God, I bought the bottom? No. I was like, it's probably going to continue down. I bought a little here in case it was the bottom. I don't know, right? Could have been the bottom. And if it was, I want to, buy in at the low, right? But it continues down. Was I upset? Oh my God, I bought the top. No, I just dollar cost averaged. I even bought a little bit on the way up, right? Because at the end of the day, when Bitcoin's at another massive all-time high, when you're sitting up here, you're not going to look back and be like, man, I should have just waited to put all my money in here. You're not going to care if you bought a little here, little here, little here, little here, little here. You just bought the bottom, right? Exactly. Shout out to Mrs. Candle. She's still sitting here over my shoulder. But she's learning. Pop a squat, Mrs. Candles. Get on camera. Come on, just do it. Anyway, but yeah, that's kind of how you want to look at it, right? Dollar cost averaging in is always going to be the best bet, right? But like dollar cost averaging in after a massive move up like this or after a massive move up like this is probably not the best bet, right? At least you have limited. Let's assume that the bear market's not here. We're going to put all-time highs in. You've already missed, right, from 100 and wherever we're at the top here, 100K to 150K, right? You got 43%, but we've already pumped, roughly 600%, right? So just take that for what it's worth. Anyway, what? Oh, shout out to Mrs. Candle. She said 43% is not that bad, actually, though. It's not. You just have to understand where you are, right? You're not going to be, when you buy in the lows, you could kind of chill in your bags and expect a massive move up from here. Even if you go to like 150 to 200K, right? It's 100%. This is not what people think of when they think of crypto gains. But you're right. 43%, absolutely beautiful gain. You just have to have the discipline to take that money off the table. Everybody's learning. Yeah, absolutely. We're all learning. Shout out to eGenerate. 100%, bro. You think I was buying bottoms and telling tops? No. Right? I've been there. I have gone through and made every single mistake possible. That's how I can relate to it so well, right? But yeah, let's go ahead. I want to take a look at go against the herd. Shout out to Redman. Yeah, absolutely. Like, is Bitcoin in the news? Probably should just wait until, that's the best thing to do. Wait until crypto seems irrelevant. Like, when you're looking back, you're like, wow, remember when everyone was, freaking out about crypto and crypto started popping off? Like, that was crazy. That's probably your time to be like, actually, let me open TradingView. Where's Bitcoin at right now? When no one talks about it, right? When everyone was dead down, it's like the most insanely accurate way for me personally to time bottoms. It's like I can almost tell when there's tops and bottoms coming by the text messages that I get. And it's funny because the people who text me don't know that they are timing the market for me, right? I got text messages down here, literally, of my friends and family being like, hey, bro, I hope you're okay. I know you work in crypto, man. Like, I hope you're all right. Like, I'm sure you're, broke now. And it's like, no. I am in my glory right now buying, and you should be too. And they're like, nah, it's a scam. When did I get all my messages, guys? I got it right here when Bitcoin was freaking out, and I got them right here when Bitcoin was freaking out. Both times signaled a local top. I wish I could find the dates of the text messages, and they would probably be hilariously at the tick top. So you just have to, it's really hard. To be honest, I don't know if there's a way. It's almost a rite of passage to get into crypto and buy the top, right? I did it. I know a lot of people did it, right? So yeah. Let's see. I swore to myself that I wouldn't make this mistake you mentioned, and I would learn from you. I found out I had to make them myself to really learn and stick to my system. Yeah, 100%. Shout out to Big Huggies. 100%, bro. I had to learn the mistakes myself too, right? Trading is simple. Investing is simple. Buy low, sell high, right? It is not that easy, though. It's simple. Simple and easy are two different things, right? Well, you look at this chart, you're like, oh, wow, like this is super easy. I'll just wait for it to go all the way down, and then I'll just buy. And then I'll just wait for it to go back up. This is why everyone comes into crypto, everyone gets into investing, and they think it's just so easy. And there's a reason why most people lose, right? Because simple is not easy. I'll just wait for it to dump and buy, and then just wait till it's higher and sell. If only it were that easy, right? Because when you look at it in hindsight, you're not sitting through this dump thinking, oh, it's going to go lower. I want to get cheaper. I want to get it cheaper, right? Actually pulling the trigger because you don't know where the bottom's going to be, right? Unless you could try to time it if you have some skills on the charts or something like that, right? Like we were looking for the weekly bull div down here to time the bottom. But at the end of the day, that could be wrong too, right? And you could continue lower. That's why I say dollar cost averaging in is the best way to do it. But it's very much harder to actually buy as it's dumping, right? I felt like a moron buying here. I didn't buy this being like, oh, that's it. Is it definitely the bottom? I'm going to put all my money in. Not at all. right? I buy a little bit on the way down, right? And I felt like a moron buying as it was dumping, right? It feels bad. The feeling is bad. And that's what makes trading and investing hard. And when it comes up here, everyone just, wait, when should I buy? When should I buy? Like, back here, honestly, it's like, this is where you should have been buying. Like, just coming, but where does everyone come into crypto? Nobody comes into crypto down here. Everybody comes into crypto up here. So it's just the way it works, right? Like, I did the same thing. But yeah, you a lot of times you do have to make those mistakes yourself. Shout out to Give Tyler Dirt and Raise. What is going on, bro? Welcome in. Yo, said Tyler greater than Ravi. Oh my God. Let's see. DMB Smurf in the house. Shout out to DMB Smurf. Welcome in. If Bitcoin gets to 200K, held by countries and institutions and companies, that's the moment you will buy. Yeah, not nachos. That's probably, yeah. It's like, I don't remember exactly when El Salvador made it like legal tender or whatever, but I remember hearing that news being like everyone's like, oh my God, that's it. And I'm pretty sure it was like right near the top, right? It was like, that's it. This is it. We're going to see the 100K incoming. And it's like, I'm pretty sure it was the top. It was like maybe somewhere up here or maybe somewhere up here. Either way, was still kind of like the top. But anyway, let's take a look at Ethereum, guys. I want to jump into some of the altcoins because, as you know, we looked at some of the altcoins yesterday, and we are seeing a lot of them do what we were looking for. So, obviously, I'm not going to spend too much time on the alts, guys, but I do want to look at a few of them, right? Because yesterday, as you guys know, when we were looking at the 4-hour time frame, we did have some 4-hour bull dips forming on Solana and Dogecoin. We had a couple ones that we were looking at, and we had those lower lows on our price action with the higher lows on our momentum waves. Now, money flow is coming out here, obviously, but with a bull div, even if money flow is going against you, you could expect some kind of a bounce to the upside, but you're just not necessary. It's not as bullish, right, for a massive move up as if like we had money flow crossing over into the green here, right? But you can look for those bounces to the upside. We had immediate resistance above daily 786 resistance, right? Once we flip that daily, that's where you can look for that continuation up, potentially towards the value area low, golden pocket, anchored VWAP, sitting between 128 and about 126. So what happened from the stream yesterday, we had the bull divs print. We got above the daily, we flipped it, and we're seeing the continuation up. So if we do continue up, that's our next key level, sitting 128.15 to 126.60. That's going to be big resistance, right? You also have the anchored VWAP coming through there. So once you get up there, obviously going to be resistance until proven otherwise. But once you flip it, we could look to go into that 786 here at about 131.54, and then maybe you could break it back into your bigger range. But you did have the 4-hour bull div. Money flow, again, still not the most beautiful here. Daily bull div. Also about to print here as well. We have a lot of altcoins. I'm not going to lie, guys. Like, we have a lot of, like, daily bull divs printing on a lot of altcoins, right? This is another thing that we were looking at on Solana. 4-hour bull div, daily bull div, looking to potentially print once we get that green dot. And that could potentially, right, when you look at this from a volume profile perspective, right, bullish divergence on the daily below the value area low. This is typically where you look for long. So I'm not saying long after this massive green candle. Right, like there's probably a lot of people here being like, oh yeah, let's see if that bounces, right? But they're not going to want to buy it until it comes up here. They're not going to want to buy it down here because it's a little more uncertain that you're going to come up, right? But when you look at this from a volume profile perspective, value area low sitting at 126.30, right? Bullish divergence as you deviate below the low. This is where you want to look for longs in anticipation of, first off, coming into your value area low. And then once you flip that value area low to support, that's where you can look for the bigger move up, get accepted into the range, and then fill the volume profile in full. And I know this seems like, I can't guarantee that we're definitely going up to $168. Could there be more downside for Solana? Well, based off money flow, at least on the 4-hour, yes. If we come up for a bearish retest and we come back down, you guys know, key levels of support down below between $108 and $101, right, on our value area high POC of the previous range. I'll even label these. Where's it at? Right there. So, that's more downside would bring it down here, in my opinion, right? Lose that POC, yikes. Might even come down to about $80, right? No one wants that. But if we're able to hold this daily bull div, get back in this range, get above these fibs, right? Maybe you get filled back into the larger range. It's the same thing from up here. Balance. Once you lose this volume profile, you're going to look to seek out previous balance, which was sitting all the way down here. You come down, bounce off the value area high, get sucked back in, go to the POC, go to the value area low. Back to the high, deviation, back to the POC, back to the value area low. Deviate below the low, back above the value area low. Whoops. And you get the push into your POC. Rejection at the POC, we lost it again, right? So it's the same old thing, same old volume profile deal. And a lot of people, right, won't think that you're going to fill that whole profile in full. But more often than not, you do. But I would say money flow is not beautiful here on the 4-hour, right? It could come back up, though, right? So 4-hour bull div, that's what we're looking for. We're seeing the continuation up we looked for yesterday. We haven't hit the final target yet, or the next major target, 126.46. But yeah, once we get up there, you have your anchored VWAP coming confluent with that level. So this could be key resistance, right? You really got to get above here, flip that 786 for the bigger move up towards the PLC at 142.97. But that's what I'm looking at, right? Like, that's your value area above. You have the bullish confirmations. More often than not, you do at least get a push up to the value area low. Once you break in, you can look for the move higher. And watch for that daily bull div. Maybe that daily bull div prints. I'll tell you what, guys, if we see altcoins and Bitcoin pump this weekend, that would be so interesting, because I'm not going to lie. 4-hour bull divs, and we'll take a look at Dogecoin as well. Actually, let's take a look at Ethereum really quick. Yeah, like potential bull div looking to print here on the daily as well. This is a little further away from actually happening. But yeah, a little 16-hour bull div. A lot of bullish divergences forming on the altcoins, if I'm being quite honest, right? Even the 4-hour bull div was printing yesterday on Ethereum. Obviously, Ethereum remains the same as well. We're just still within our range. Super choppy, right? Like, we got that move back above the POC into the value area high. Now we're back below the POC. So for Ethereum, right, key levels above 1851. If we continue a push to the upside, you got to flip 1851 up to the 1941 value area high, right? But yeah, I mean, like, you do have some divergences here. If that daily bull div prints, it is not printing yet, but you do have nice lower lows, nice higher lows. I wish there was a bigger key level of support that this was happening at. So yeah, that kind of remains the same. Ethereum remains exactly the same. Let's see, 8-hour green dot printing. 30-minute money flow's been in the green. Let's check that 45-minute money flow. Just crossed over into the green as well, right? So you have the 45-minute crossing over into the green with the 12-hour green dot. That just disappeared. But once that green dot prints, if you can get that 45-minute money flow to continue into the green, might be able to see that 45-minute money flow give you a little continuation up into your POC and value area high. Those are the next two key levels, 1851, 1941. Break out of there. I don't know if we're going to see that this weekend, but if we did, key level, major key level, $2,100 at the macro value area low. But yeah, we'll see if this money flow and these bull divs can give us a bigger move up. Now, Dogecoin, we looked at Dogecoin yesterday. I still have everything drawn on the chart still, right? This is what we were looking at on Dogecoin. Now, this is never, ever meant to be a trade setup, guys. This is, just kind of what I would expect to happen, right? I did not take this trade. I don't want anyone thinking that anytime I use one of these trade tools, that's just like, oh my God, that's it, long it, right? But it's just kind of what I would expect to happen, right? What were we looking at here on Dogecoin, right? We came down. We started putting in, well, let me pull up a higher time frame here. Right, what do we have here? I'll even hide the little brush. Obviously, it's not going to follow perfectly, timing-wise, but you can see we're already right here, hitting some resistance on that golden pocket. Are we about to see this play out in full? This is why you want to make sure you subscribe to the channel. You have notifications set, guys, because even though we don't always use these, right, oftentimes what we see play out, maybe I should start using these more often because it's a good way to, like, show what we were looking for to see if it plays out or doesn't. But either way, right, we had the 4-hour bullish divergence. We looked at this on a lot of stuff yesterday. Higher lows on our momentum waves, lower lows on our price action. And the nice thing I liked about Dogecoin, the reason we were looking for this push, was just because we put the 4-hour bull div in on a key level of support. Right? We actually have this golden pocket sitting here, right? So we put it into a nice level of support, and what happens? You get the push up into your value area low, which is going to be your first target to the upside, and what happens? You push into your value area low, resistance until proven otherwise, you get another drop down, right? Then you come back up, you hit your golden pocket, which is the second target, you flip the value area low to support, and you continue up. So right now, if Dogecoin continues back up, 786 at 17 cents is going to be the big level to look at. And this value area low at 16 cents is super important, guys. And the reason for that is because this is the value area low of our larger range. Right? We looked at this. We have the full fill, break back into the range, bearish retest, back to the POC, lose the POC, down to the value area low. Deviation below the low, 4-hour bullish divergence, looking for the pop-up at least, right? At least for the move into the golden pocket 786 value area low, right? Looking at this as targets, right? Because this is resistance until proven otherwise, and you guys can see we did get the pretty big rejection there. But now flipping, and look how clean this is, right? Flipping that value area low to support, you pop up, flip it to support, and you continue. So 786 at 17 cents is important, the next target to the upside, but this value area low is the value area low of the massive range. Now, like I said, with the stock market absolutely dumping and the kind of uncertainty that we have right now, I don't know. Like, this would be a big deal in my opinion, right? 4-hour bull div, get back into this range, you might be able to travel through the rest of this profile. But with stocks coming down and all the uncertainty right now, I don't know how good I feel about that. Now, taking a look at the daily time frame just gives you a little bit more kind of no bullish divergence, right? You have the higher low and a higher low, right? You don't have a lower low and a higher low. That's what you want to see. You want to see lower lows on your price action, higher lows on your momentum wave. So you don't have the daily bull div about to form, but that VWAP does look like it might want to print a green dot on the daily. Bull div or not, the green dot could potentially continue the push to the upside. So 4-hour bull div gave us what we wanted. Maybe we hit that final target at the 786, and then maybe as that happens, we kind of bing bong around here, daily green dot prints, and continue to push you through the profile. But I would just be careful, right? Because this could be an area to look for a lower high and a lower low if you're going to continue this downtrend, right? If you're just going to kind of continue to reject, right? I can't draw this straight. Come up here. This is an area to potentially put a lower high and then break structure to the downside, right? So you have to be careful here, but nice to see it push into our key level, right? Looking for that bull div to push us up. Very rarely will a bull div give you nothing, right? Especially on the 4-hour. Money flow is not confluent, right? So you have to be careful of lower highs and lower lows, but those bull divs will very likely give you pushes up, at least for a little scalp trade. Let's see. Let's see. Yo, shout out to Nikki94 Boo said, do my speakers suck? I hear crickets coming through them. Super weird. Oh, hang on. Nikki94 Boo, are you hearing the crickets now? Are the crickets in the room with us? Can you hear them now? For some reason, our new chair squeaks like crazy. We got to get some WD-40 in here. Shout out to Nikki94 Boo. Let's see. Pump it, Frankie. Shout out to 999 Forever. We're going to try to pump it. Let's see. It's bong to the bing. Shout out to Mag Max. Let's get it. Memosaurus, I could smell the inexperience. Shout out to Memosaurus. I assume you're not talking to me. Or I don't know what that's in reference to. Let's see. It's the mouse you were talking about earlier. You got to set the traps, guys. It's the mouse. The mouse is biting the bait. Bitcoin's about to pump. Let's go. Let's see. It's like a creaky door and a serial killer is coming in. Shout out to Creighton C. Yes, that is the chair. I should probably get some WD-40. It is quite annoying. It is quite wild. All right, let's see. Shout out to Memosaurus said, no, talking about the fresh traders. Yeah, 100%. 100%. It's nice, though, because when you smell that inexperience, you smell those new traders, baby. Sometimes, not to be mean, right, but that is sometimes what we could take advantage of to make some money, right? Trading is a zero-sum game. If you make money, you're taking it from somebody else. But, yeah. Let's see. Buy the dip, sell the rip. Let's go. Shout out to JC Crypto. Said, Frankie, don't use WD-40. Use some Super Slick 50. It smells better. Shout out to JC. Let's go. Super Slick 50. I'm actually going to write that down low key. What is Super Slick 50? How have I never heard of that? All right. Shout out to Crypto. Said, thank you for sharing wisdom. I appreciate you, bro. No problemo. I'm just up here doing what I love. Let's see. All right, so let's continue on here, and we'll take a look. Let's see. We took a look at Dogecoin. We took a look at Solana. We took a look at Ethereum. We'll take a quick look at XRP. Shout out to Jose. Says, I almost bought 3K when BTC dipped to 50K before the election. Didn't get to because I had to pay off my credit cards. That's not a bad thing, brother. Then I started to DCA finally around December when it was in the 98K region. Yeah. I feel for you, brother. I feel for you. But that's okay. You can only learn from your mistakes and change them moving forward. Let's see. I love the smell of WD-40. Reminds me of my child labor when I was a kid. Shout out to Cryptic Crabman. I have a similar experience. But anyway, let's continue on here. So we'll take a quick look at XRP. Here we are, back into our golden pocket retracement. I don't remember where we were exactly on the live stream last night. Oh no, we do, right? Because we were putting the div into the daily, right? Right here, 4-hour bull div into the daily. This is what we liked on Dogecoin and XRP. Lower lows on our price action, higher lows on our momentum waves into a key level. The reason we like this was because it was into the actual daily level, right? So if you could confirm, I think we were printing this at the time. No, or maybe it was confirmed. Maybe we were. Let's see. It's going to be hard to say. What was yesterday? Yesterday was the 3rd. So, yeah, we were looking for it to confirm, I believe. I don't think it was confirmed. But, yeah, the 4-hour bull div right here. This was yesterday at 4 p.m., and then it was, yeah. So maybe it was confirmed. I'm not 100% sure. It's probably confirmed, literally, it confirmed at 8 o'clock. Yeah, so it was right after we got off the live stream. It confirmed. We flipped that daily to support. And where do we get the push up to, guys? You look for that move into the value area low, which was also confluent with our golden pocket 786 retracement. All right. Pull from the high to the low. Gives you this golden pocket 786. If you're going to go for the retracement, that's the zone you'd look at. And then you also know, putting in bull divs below a volume profile, if you do get the bounce, you're going to get sucked up towards that value area low. Key resistance until proven otherwise. If we could break back out here, flip that 786 value area low to support, may be able to get back into our range for a move back up to the value area high. Simply put, there you go. Hopefully we can get accepted back in there and we don't get rejected, because if we get rejected and we put in a lower low, where are we going to go, right? We don't have a lot underneath us. Remember, large volume gap here. Large, very large volume gap. You lose this daily or this daily decisively, right? Very large volume gap, kind of leading us all the way down here, right? To $152. $152. Good Lord. That would be nice, right? $1.52, right? Down to our golden pocket value area high confluence at about $1.50, I would say, right? Not a lot here. Fast move up oftentimes leads to a fast move down. So be careful out there. So, yeah. Other than that, let's see if we could see anything on money flow here. Do we have a daily bull div printing? Come on, baby. Give us the dang bull div. Not really. I guess you could look at this as potentially like a hidden bull div to your wicks, right? Maybe. But we'll see what happens. Daily money flow trying to come back up here as well. You got a lot of bull divs on the altcoins, right? Again, I would be very cautious about that. 2-day money flow crossing into the red. VWAP coming up, though, so maybe we're ready. Let's assume that we are going to get a bit more of a retracement. Again, we would just be looking to get back into this range. Volume profiles are king. So long as we don't get rejected out of this range, right? As long as we don't get rejected out of here for a bigger move down, flip this to support. We could look to push up, obviously, towards the PLC at 240. Golden pocket retracement sitting at about 230. That would be kind of the local zone of resistance, right? Just like yesterday, we look for the bull div and the bounce into the local fib right here that we're hitting right now. Same thing, right? If we don't put the lower high in on this fib, though, right, and we don't dump, and we get in here, just look for it to push up into this next target. POC is being the magnet of the volume profile. And then again, the golden pocket 786 is obviously going to be the next stop as well, right? So that's what I'd be looking at, simply put. So there we go. Let's see. Zubber says 72K. I wouldn't hate that. Great streams this week. Hey, shout out to Go Advantis. I appreciate you, bro. Thank you so much. Happy to be here. Happy to help. Which indicators? This is Market Cipher. This is Market Cipher B. And that's about it. That's all the indicators I have on the chart right this second, right? Market Cipher B and just TA, volume profiles and key levels. You get the price you deserve. Shout out to Nacho. I love that saying. Fartcoin. A lot of people asking for Fartcoin. I mean, I don't know. This is, I don't know. I'll be honest. I think Fartcoin at the end of the day is like a good enough meme. Like, who doesn't love farts, right? Or who doesn't think farts are funny? So, like, I don't know. Like, probably has some kind of a future, in my opinion. Not financial advice. This could easily go to zero. But you have to understand, when you invest in something like Fartcoin, you're basically just buying. It's gambling, right? It doesn't mean that it can't go up. It doesn't mean you can't make money, but there's really no reason for this to go up other than people thinking the joke of farts is funny, right? So this kind of makes, not that you can't use TA to trade this. There's actually not a lot of price history. But I mean, what do I think about it as a coin? Not really much, right? It's a meme coin. It could go up. It could go to zero. There's really no strong thesis that you could build, right? Other than the fact that like people like farts and people like to gamble, so maybe they can get that move up. But from a technical perspective, right? What I can do is I can mark out some naked points of controls, some key levels, and let's take a look here, right? So we'll take a look at the monthly. I'm not even gonna mark that out. That's super far away. So can mark out some key levels here. I'll mark out some daily naked points of controls. I'm not gonna do the whole thing here. I'm just gonna give you a little bit. MPOC, MPOC, MPOC. Money flow coming up on the, trying to come up on the daily, but again, sometimes the meme coins won't respect TA as much, right? But sometimes they do, right? So it's worth doing the actual analysis. Let me see if I can get some, like, maybe some weekly levels in here. I mean, this is obviously going to be support weekly. Let's pull the daily. Let's see. Yeah, so you do have a daily right here that you're tapping. And then you have a potential daily forming down here, but it's not confirmed yet. That one's tapped. That one is not tapped. And neither is this one. So I'm just trying to find some confluent levels of support. Yeah, I mean, I wish I could pull this as more of like a significant range. These are hard to do TA on just because there's like nothing to them. And there's usually not a lot of price history. So you can look at this as your lower range potentially. So you got your high, your POC, your value area low, and you can start to see now you have a little bit of context, right? Or not context, a little bit of confluence. So if we grab, let's see, so you have a little confluence here, right? This is pretty far away at this point. Then you have another little bit of confluence down here. So these would be key levels I would watch. Value area high. Let me pull some fibs. So nice bounce off the golden pocket. Whoops. Yeah, you got that whole golden pocket tapped. Pretty nice. So yeah, you came up, you came down to your golden pocket, value area high confluence, got the little bounce. You're tapping a daily right here. It's really hard to find these key levels, right? Because like this isn't really a clean range. This is like kind of wonked out, right? So let's see. So I would look at this as local resistance. Yeah, I mean, listen, if you're going to put another lower low in, or I'm sorry, a lower high. I would look for it to come in right here. You have the daily, the 786, and the golden pocket. I wish I could, like, you could look at this range, potentially. It's just not that clean. It's just, but you could just to add a little bit of context there. Value area low, POC, value area high. Yeah, it's really wonked, right? Like, I would love this fib to be more confluent, right? Or one of the fibs to be confluent with that value area high. These are some levels I would look at. If you keep coming up, I'd look for the, I mean, you are hitting resistance here at the daily. I would look for 54 cents at that value area high. And then once you break out of that, you could potentially make your way up towards that daily naked point of control at 72 cents. But again, I don't know how well this thing is going to respect TA. It's hard to say. But these are the key levels, right? If you come up here, bing bong around, get stuck back in the range, go back to the POC and the value area low, right? If you break out, I would look up towards that daily naked point of control at 72 cents. If you lose this range for some reason, you would look key support here on your daily naked point of control. Whoops. Yeah, and then like your key support would be here, POC, golden pocket, value area low. So me personally, not that I'm like trading Farcoin, but yeah, like this is what I would look for. You know, maybe deviate, come back in, back to the low. If you keep respecting the range, these are the levels I would watch. 786 in your daily naked point of control is down there as well. Kind of have a lot of levels here, to be honest. But that's kind of what I look at. Value area low sitting at 40 cents, POC at 42 cents, value area high at 55 cents. Coming into some local resistance, but other than that, right? Like the only reason I like this resistance is because it's confluent with the daily. Other than that, though, this would be your other resistance, right? So if you're looking to trade the range, this is kind of what I would look at. Shorts up here, longs down here, right? With confirmation, you still have to know how to trade, right? You can't just like long the lows and short the highs. And then if you break out, look to go to that naked daily point of control. If you get sucked back into the range, look to come back to the lows, and maybe you kind of bing bong this range. You lose that range, come in here, bada boom. These are all the levels I'd look at. Feel free to screenshot them and get them on your chart. And there you go. Hopefully it helps you out. Whoever wanted to see Fartcoin. Let's see. Do farts respect anything? Shout out to Kem Bro. I don't think so. Let's see. Let's see. I feel like we're on the eve of crypto. Shout out to Michael. Let's see. Are we really looking at Fartcoin? This is why people lose their money. Shout out to Michael S. That's how I feel too. Like, people are like, look at Fartcoin. Is it ever going to come back? I would just recommend not buying Fartcoin. Unless you're just gambling, right? Like, you can make a lot of money on these meme coins, right? But just understand, like, a lot of the stuff you see online of people becoming quadrillionaires based off meme coins, they're either rug pulling the meme coins or they're getting super lucky, right? Like, it's very rare. I don't know anybody personally. I know a lot of people personally full-time in crypto. I don't know anyone who's gotten rich off a meme coin. I know it happens. It's not that it doesn't happen. But yeah, it's like when I see a lot, like, especially when there's like new retail and they're like, can you check Fartcoin? It's like, why'd you buy Fartcoin? Yeah, like, I will buy Fartcoin. I bought COQ, right? But I gamble with that, right? Like, I buy this. I'm like, this thing could go to zero, right? Regardless of what the chart looks like, this thing could go to zero, right? If it goes up, great. If it goes down, then it is whatever. It's like I bought a meme coin. I expect them all to go to zero. If you have $1,000 and you put $100 in 10 meme coins, the strategy is to buy 10 meme coins. They'll probably all go to zero and you're going to lose your $1,000. But all you need is one to do like 100x and you'll make some money. Right? And that'll cover the losers. But again, it's like, I wouldn't go that route with your entire portfolio. It's very dangerous, right? How is COQ, by the way? Right? This just goes to show how, like, I'm not checking this until, like, everything is ripping again, right? Because I know this thing's going to be crushed. And I'm not shocked, right? I wouldn't be surprised. Yeah, it's at zero. But yeah, like, this is what I expect out of meme coins, right? So you have to understand that, like, when you buy a meme coin, before you buy it, you should say, this is going to go to zero. If it doesn't for some reason, then great, right? That's kind of how you should approach it, in my opinion, right? I'm not a meme coin. If you're in the Solana trenches and you're like watching whale wallets and you're like that's a totally different form of analysis. That's not really what I do. But if you're just like a normal person and you're just looking to come into crypto and make some money, stay away from meme coins, for the love of God, right? Unless you're buying Dogecoin or SHIB or like one of the blue chips, I would stay away from meme coins unless you want to gamble, right? Maybe take $1,000, whatever it is, invest in, better stuff, right? And then take $100 or a smaller portion and then go to the meme coin casino. You're going to lose all your money, but if not, by chance, you might make some money, right? But yeah, nobody ever wants to hear that, right? Just so much easier. So like, can't I just buy this meme coin and get rich? It's like, you could, but there's a way higher chance, like 99% of the time, you're going to lose your money. You can get rich for sure. With a meme coin. But it's just crazy. I honestly think it's kind of weird that I don't know anybody who's, like, gotten rich off meme coins. Like, out of anybody I know, I know, like, so many people in crypto. I've just never heard of it, right? Only time I ever see that is on, like, Instagram or TikTok. And they're like, guys, I just bought this coin at 50x. This is my third 50x this week. We're getting rich. And it's like, it's crazy. It's crazy. But yeah, like, if you could, that's the whole thing. Like, I don't want to make it seem like you can't make money, right? Like, you could catch it, right? You could catch them, but you got to know what you're doing. If you're new in crypto, stay the heck away from meme coins, in my opinion, right? Let's see. Bada boom, bada bing. What indicator is showing the MPOC? Shout out to Chris G. This is the, I personally get my MPOCs from ExoCharts, right? So I use this software to get my MPOCs. There's a whole lot of different ways that you could get naked points of controls on your chart. But all it's really doing is showing you the naked point of controls from a certain volume profile from a certain period, right? So, like, I have daily naked points of controls, weekly naked points of controls, monthly naked points of controls. And again, I do like to use ExoCharts to find them. I find them to be a bit more accurate. And it is kind of just, like, nice to have this on a second screen. It's loading. It'll pop up in a second here. It is also nice to have, just, like, have these. I could have this on another screen and be like, hey, where are my MPOCs? All right, 80,500. Bada boom. Type it in. What is up with this shadow right now? Or this not shadow, the opposite of a shadow. lights. It's blinding me. But you can actually find these on TradingView, which is probably going to be better for most people who are watching this anyway, right? Mafia is probably going to have a better time. I have a video on the channel showing you how to find naked points and controls. You're going to have to look for it, but it's totally free. You can go check that out. But I have a template here, MPOCs, that show me naked points and controls, right? So I just use the periodic volume profile, which pulls a volume profile over whatever selected period you have. So right now I have it for each bar or each candle. So every candle, no matter what time frame I'm looking at, has its own little volume profile. If you zoom in enough, you could see it, right? There's one candle, this one daily candle has a little volume profile. That volume profile has a point of control. That point of control, if not tapped, is going to be naked and extended to the right, right? So PVP, and then if you just wanted to, like, say you're on the, you like looking at the 1 hour time frame, right? Maybe I'll make a video about this, right? And I go in here and I select day. Now I'm on the 1 hour time frame, but I'm seeing daily naked points of controls, right? Here's a daily profile with a naked point of control. Here's a daily profile, naked point of control. When price comes up to touch this, it will no longer extend to the right. It will cut it off. So you know it's not naked. Although you can see here, naked point of control, price comes up, wicks into it, comes back down, right? So that's how I find them. And then you could just change, let me see the weeklies, right? But I have a video showing you like all the settings and all that good stuff. So just check it out on the YouTube channel. I think it should be in the beginner series, potentially. But then you could set it up as a template, which I also teach in the beginner series for free, right? Where you can just click it, and then you have your MPOCs. Go to the daily. There's my daily MPOCs, weekly MPOCs, monthly MPOCs. So there you go. All right, let's continue on here. Bada boom, bada bing. LFG 70K. Let's go. Shout out to Bukata. Oh, my God. What the heck just happened to the chat? It just glitched up. Shout out to Sunny. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Said, Frankie, I signed up for the premium Discord. So will you give updates on when you open potential longs and shorts? Shout out to Sunny. Welcome to the premium Discord. The way we do the premium Discord, it is not a signals group. I say this every single time. It's not a signals group. I will not say, hey, buy here, sell here, stop loss goes here. It's not how things work, right? But what I do, right? I'll just show you. I'll pull it up here. Let me see. I just don't want to leak any premium information because it wouldn't be fair for people who don't pay or people who do pay. So yeah, I'll just show this, right? So the way we do it is we have the setups waiting before we actually get price to come to that level, right? So the way I would do it here is, let me scroll up. I did like a little info dump with all of the setups. Bada boom, right? So for the long that we just recently had, right? We had the long setup here talking about, hey, if we do continue to the downside here through our volume profile, we come into our key level with all this support, right? We are going to be looking for XYZ. If we could front run the confirmations, I say what I'm looking for. Hey, if we come down here and we see 4 hour bullish divergences or whatever it is, swing failure pattern, whatever the actual situation is, I talk about what confirmations I'm looking for. So I say, hey, if and when price comes down here, I'm looking for a long position to ride back up to the value area high and potentially the 786 with these confirmations, right? And then if we do wind up seeing that happen, you can even see like second long here is basic value area trade. If we push back to the bottom of the profile, we could look for bullish confirmations as we hit support, deviate below the value area low. This one we'll have to assess as we approach, but just as a general area where I will be looking for longs. This is also a golden pocket of the entire move. Up from the most recent swing low, right? And then I kind of just keep updates. These are all old setups, right? Where is it? Then we wind up coming down. We put in the bullish divergences, etc. And then you can see here, right? We got the move down. Boom! 4 hour bullish divergence. Long is activated. We start pushing up. And as we all know, that wound up playing out. And then look at this, right? Short from the $88,500 value area high. Saying, hey, if we do push up here, next shorts I'll be looking for are going to be up here. And again, I talk about the confirmations if I could front run them. And then obviously wound up... Where we at? Continues to play out, right? Bada boom. Looking for this to continue up to the value area high, right? Keeping everybody updated. And then eventually, at one point, oh my God, we're almost there. And then boom, we finally hit that final TP. So yeah, that's kind of how we do it. It is not a signals group. I don't just say buy here, sell there. I actually show you what I'm looking for. Like price was all the way up here as we were saying, hey, if we come down here, we're looking for the long. That's how you want to trade. You want to have a plan, right? You want to say, hey, you don't want to wake up and be like, oh, we're going down short. Oh, my God, we're going up long, right? That's not how we trade. We say, hey, if we come down here, we want to look for X confirmations to look for a move to the upside, not a signals group. If you're looking for a signals group, there's plenty of them out there. I don't recommend signals groups just because they don't work, right? Someone could have a 100% hit rate on their signals, and like most people are going to lose money anyway because they're not learning how to trade. They're learning how to just like gamble, right, off of someone's signal, right? So it's kind of hard. I've tried. I don't think I've ever tried a paid signals group. I think I tried a couple of like free groups that claim to be signals groups, but it'll just never work. In my opinion, right? Like I don't want to. I actually teach you how to trade, and I teach you the strategies that we use, right? So I want you to know, right? Like if we come down here and we see confirmations, you could take the trade, whether because I can't say, hey, if we come down here long, right? Because if we don't get the confirmations, you're not going to be able to have that trade play out, right? If we came down here, we did not have 4-hour bullish divergences, we could have just melted through the level, right? So I like to show you, right? So that way you can actually be a self-sustainable trader and hopefully turn this into your full-time job. Fire your boss and start living on your own terms, actually making money trading, right? Not just like, think about it. If it was as easy as having someone say, hey, buy here, sell here, don't you think everybody would just do that and be a billionaire? Trust me, I had that thought. It just doesn't work like that. Yeah, you have to understand how to trade in order to manage the trade, right? So even if I told everybody long right now, you're not going to know where your stop loss is supposed to be. You don't know how to manage the risk, or some people do, right? But a lot of people aren't going to know how to manage the risk. Oh, how much should I risk? How much of my account should I risk on this trade? How far? Where should my invalidation point be? What confirmation should I look at? How do I understand the context of the market? If I look for a long here, how long should I hold it, right? So this is what we do, right? You get my personal trade setups, obviously, but it's just not like, hey, buy here, sell here. Like I want to teach you how to actually do the work, right? Teach you how to, like even this situation, right? Hey guys, if we come back up here, $88,500 value area high. This was the short setup that we were in earlier this week that I closed by accident for $10,000 in profit on the live stream. But we look like, hey, if we come up here, we're going to look for very specific confirmations. In this case, we had a lot of liquidity sitting above these wicks here. So we knew that we might get a big wick, right? And then we have other confirmations that we're looking for. If we get those confirmations, we could look for the short setup. And what happens? Price goes back, and then we have that journey, right? We're looking to go back to the PLC, lose the PLC, go down to the value area low. These are all the trades, right, that we're living that I just showed, right? I pulled this up before. Where's it at? Current range trades. Where's it at? Bada boom. This one. Right? Those lived on the chart. We came down, activated the long, came in, activated the short, came down. Right? So if we come up here, we have another short setup. We'll look for that. If we come down here, another long setup. We'll look for that. But yeah, that's how the premium Discord works. So yeah, sometimes it really depends on the situation. Sometimes I'll be sitting on the charts during the day, and I'll have like an aggressive trade that I take. And in that case, right, like I always say I don't do signals, and I don't, right? None of my things in the Discord should be taken as signals. But sometimes, right, if I'm like looking at a 15-minute time frame and I get it like an aggressive short entry, sometimes I'll jump in the Discord and be like, hey guys, I just took an aggressive short for this reason. I'm expecting it to go down to these levels. But you have to understand the reason the signals don't really work a lot is because if I'm trading, especially a lower time frame, right, and let's just say I saw this candle, I saw reasons to short here, and I took that short position, right? By the time I actually get in the Discord, write what I was looking for, and say, hey, I got short. By that time, this can already move. And then what's the Discord doing? The Discord's getting in at the bottom or halfway through the move or something like that, right? That's why I give my short setups and tell you guys, hey, if price comes up here and we see X confirmation, then I'm going to be looking for short. That way the Mafia could get in at the top where I would enter rather than me getting in and then alerting the Discord, hey, guys, I'm short. And then price is already dumping and then everyone gets in at the bottom and gets wrecked. Right? That's why signals don't really work, in my opinion. It's much better to be prepared with the actual trade setup. And not only that, it also teaches you how to trade, right? And then sometimes people in the Discord are like, hey, bro, you taught me, and I make a ton of trades on my own, and I'm making a ton of money, right? That's the point. So, yeah, shout out to Sonny. I don't know if that answers your question. But, yeah, like sometimes I will tell you, like, hey, I took a long or took a short. But a lot of those times I'm like, not financial. Don't chase this, right? Because, like, I got in aggressively. It's impossible for me to, like, get the entry into the Discord in time sometimes. So if I say I entered an aggressive short, that does not mean that you enter an aggressive short in every single situation, right? So hopefully that makes sense. Let's see. Shout out to Crypto Papaya says, the people who may get rich off meme coins are the ones that rug pull them. Yeah, 100%. 100%. There's much more money to be made rug pulling meme coins for people than actually buying meme coins and getting rich. Sounds good. Shout out to Sonny. Hopefully that helps you out. But yeah, guys, I think crashing 300, not crashing. Shout out to Cryptic Crabman. Bitcoin to $300. Let's go, baby. Let's see. All I heard was aggressive short at 100x, baby. Let's go. But yeah, because like a lot of times what I'm looking at here, guys, will be like, I'm looking at the order flow. I'm reading the order flow, right? And I'm usually on like a lower time frame, right? I'm looking for like bearish confirmations on a 5-minute or a 1-minute, right? And I'm like getting in really aggressively. And a lot of times when we're looking for stuff like that, where it's like we're looking for an aggressive short based off liquidity, or maybe there's, you know, a lot of the times those scalps, it's like people in the Discord will tell you, if we get the if I'm looking for like liquidity-based moves or like lower time frame moves, I'm like, hey, getting some like local bearish signs here on the order flow. We're looking for a move down. Usually it's like, if I get it into the Discord in time, it's like I send it and literally 2 minutes later you get the move. So it is kind of hard to get them there in time. So for the most part, the main setups are already predetermined on the chart. So we're sitting there waiting. And even if I'm not in the Discord, people know what they're looking for, because it's impossible for me to be there every single time. Shout out to Crypto Sharknado, said shorted 100x to $300. Heard it. Let's go. Shout out to Crypto Sharknado. Yeah, you got to have the nuts to pull the triggers on trades. Yeah, and you also have to understand how to manage them, right? Like, for example, right? Let me see if there's like a let's see. Yeah, like for example, right? Like if I say, hey, we're looking for this confirmation down here at this value area low, and you get in, right? Somebody gets in just off a signal, like, oh, he said long, and he doesn't, and they don't understand the plan for the trade. That trade might play out in full, right? And they're like, oh, it's pumping, I'm gonna hold it, right? And then it comes down and stops them out, right? I could be right about every single trade, but if you don't know how to manage the trade, like you could be an amazing analyst and know exactly when price is gonna go where, and still be a horrible trader. Right? So it's like getting the setups in the TA is only, I would say, 30% of the battle, right? Sure, you get my trade setups, which are, you know, we win way more than we lose. And you get my TA. Those are two really good things, right? Those are pretty high quality products. But it doesn't matter how high probability the TA or the trade setup is if you don't know how to manage the trade, when to take profit, when to make your when to move your stop loss, to use a stop loss, right? You could be right, I could be right every single time. If you don't know how to manage the trade, you're not going to win, right? Like TA and trading and spotting setups on the chart is not the same skill as trading, right? I could say if it comes up here, we're going to go down. Number one, right? Or, hey, we think it's going to have the wherewithal to identify where that trade is going to be invalidated, and if it goes the wrong way, when do you want to get out? You have to understand that. And when it comes up to certain levels, you need to know when to take profit. And not only knowing it, right? You have to be able to do it, which is the hard part. You might say to yourself, okay, well, I know. I'm all set up here. I'm looking for the long down here. I'm entering. I'm going to take it to the value area high in the POC. When you get to this POC, you're going to be up a bunch of money, and you might think to yourself, man, I'm not going to take the profit. I'm feeling good. We're pumping. I'm in profit. I think we're just going to flip the POC and come up. I'm not even going to take profit. I'm just going to hold it for more profit, right? Because if I close some here, I'm not going to make as much if it continues up. I think it's going to continue up. I'm just going to hold it, right? Now you're starting to gamble, right? Because you're not locking in your profits. You're not protecting yourself, right? And what happens when something random happens and it comes down and stops you out? You're going to lose the trade. What if you don't have a stop loss set? Now you're stuck in an underwater trade and you don't know what to do. What's going to happen? Oh, my God, what happened? It's going to go to zero. Like, should I close it? I'm going to hold it. It'll go back up eventually. And then you wind up stuck in a horrible trade and you're down big time, right? So the trade setup could have been good, but it only made it to the POC. The right way to trade this is to take profit, move your stop loss to break even, and then you get stopped out in profit. But if you don't understand how to do any of that, the trade could play out and you could still lose all your money, right? The TA was right, but the management of the trade was wrong. So it's not a it's not like you could just put signals in a Discord and like everyone's gonna make money. People might get in and be in profit, but most of them are gonna hold it down until they lose anyway. So that's why I like to focus on actually my Discord is for people who want to take their trading to the next level, who want to actually learn the strategies that we use to make money consistently over time. Not a place to just like get calls and like make a bunch of money. Those are all usually too good to be true, right? Trust me, I would have done it. I would have done it. But anyway, let's see. Okay, let's continue on here. Let's do some of the giveaways. Shout out to Tony D. What do we got? I think he super chatted. Shout out to Tony D. Thank you for the super chat, bro. Let's see. Nightbot won't log in. Do giveaways the old way. Everyone drop a comment on this video to enter. Okay, shout out to Tony D. I appreciate you for doing that. Let's get into those giveaways. Thank you for... pull my face cam real quick. I don't know what's going on here. Computer's tweaking out. I think it's going to show my social security number. I'm just kidding. All right. I think we're safe. All right. Let's see here. Giveaway picker. I'm going to grab that link. Bada boom, bada bing. 10 bags of Ada unless we hit 1K tonight. Okay. Shout out to Tyler Durden. We're going to do it. We're going to fly through this. I assume their servers are down. Just hang. It just hangs on the login. Shout out to Tony D. All right. Let me grab that link real quick. Copy link. It's just a Rickroll video. Dang it, Tony. All right. Let's see. Here we go. All right. 260 comments. Here we go, baby. Here we go. All right. Let's see. Let's pull chat back up. All right, here we go. I'm going to pull these super quick. I'm going to say it one time here. If you win a giveaway, go to the Discord, the free Discord, link in the description down below. Go to the Help Center, and you'll be able to claim your prize there. Winner number 1, who's it going to be? Let's go. Speed giveaway. Crypto Degen said, Asta Pasta Ball. Shout out to Crypto Degen. Thank you for smashing the like button and being a subscriber to the YouTube channel. You're getting some free Cardano, I think. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you. Winner number 2, who's it going to be? Here we go. Sir Crypto the Third. I said LFG. Shout out to you, bro. You're going to be Sir Ada the Third with your free crypto. Shout out to you, man. You know what to do. Hit that Discord. Get your free giveaway. Winner number 3. Who's it going to be? Lighty6936 said, thanks for the sauce as always, boss. Shout out to you, man. You're winner number 3. I appreciate you. Darren does things. Hang on a second. Shout out to Darren does things. Wait, hang on a second. This is different username, but Darren does things in profile picture. What the heck is going? Darren, is this you? Well, either way, shout out to Darren Does Things or Lighty using Darren Does Things PFP. Shout out to you, bro. You're getting some free Cardano. Winner number 4, who's it going to be? Scammer. Winner number 4, who's it going to be? Okay, shout out to Booty Snatcher. Shout out to Booty Snatcher. Says, yes, if you look at the shorter time frames, which day traders commonly use, this is a day trader channel. Shout out to Booty Snatcher. I don't know what the context of that is, but shout out to you, bro. I would pretty much agree. Let's see. You're winner number 4? Winner number 4. Winner number 5. Who's it going to be? Leah Scammer. Who's it going to be? Scammer. Who's it going to be? I buy low. I buy high. Bye. Vernum. Bye. Shout out to Jason S. Rodriguez. Is that real? You guys think that's real? Tyler Durden, what are you thinking? Bro? What are you thinking? E-Generate said, I'm not a scammer. Okay, Jason is 5. All right, we're counting Jason. Here we go. Winner number 6. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Come on, baby. The Lion Financial said, one of my favorite YouTubers. Love the teachings and strategies, Frankie. Shout out to the Lion Financial. I appreciate you, bro. You're winner number 6. You're going to like me even more because we're sending you some free Cardano, bro. Shout out to you. Hit that free Discord. And winner number 7 is going to be Ollie Langdon. Just saw a huge whale. Scammer. You are super smart, man. Shout out to Aussie. I appreciate you, bro. You can't see this, but I do have an abnormally large head. It actually does squeeze down a little bit when I put my hat on, but if I took my hat off, it's just like, I'm like Megamind. I'm just kidding. Shout out to Aussie. I appreciate you, bro. And you are number 7, baby. You are number 7. Shout out to Aussie. I appreciate you for being here. Hit that free Discord to get your free Cardano. Winner number 8, who's it going to be? Lorena Beckett. I knew that was a scammer because it sounded like they always use weird names. Bitcoin's flying. Bitcoin's flying. Bitcoin's flying? LMFAO. Shout out to Who Is Millie. You're getting some free Cardano, and you are winner number 8. Winner number 8. Shout out to you, bro. Thank you for being here. Thank you for smashing the like button and leaving a comment. Hopefully you see this so you can get your free crypto. Winner number 9 is going to be Frankie the... I thought that was a giraffe for a second. Frankie to go. Shout out to Crypto Addict. I appreciate you, bro. You are winner number 9, sliding in there by the skin of your teeth, bringing us, shout out to Crypto Addict, to winner number 10, who's going to be... I don't think these guys might be... Yeah. I think Jason was a scammer. I think Jason was a scammer. Scammers. Oh, my God. This is the most scammers we had in a row. Shout out to Red Dead Crypto. Says, bing bong. Shout out to you, bro. You're winner number 9, technically, because Jason and another guy were a scammer. But before I pick another one, Tyler, I think that's 10, right? Yeah, Tyler number 5 was a scam. Jason is scammy. Let's see. That's a lot of scammers. Yeah, I think it's the most scammers in a row that we've seen. Red was 9. Okay, so we got one more. Shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob. Said it was so last minute we didn't get to delete the scammer comments. That's why. Okay, shout out to Rob the Crypto Snob because we were going to use Nightbot and then we switched here. But yeah, those scam comments are like impossible to get rid of. It's crazy. You ban them from the channel, 16 more pop up. Ban them from the channel, 16 more pop up. It's insane. Okay, so red is 9. So we got one more. Here we go, baby. Here we go. I guess, yeah, Veronum or whatever that is, the next scam of the century here. Oh, my God. Brutal. Next. I think this is real. Caitlin says, brother. Shout out to Caitlin. And the winner is Caitlin McNelly. Shout out to Caitlin. You're winning some free Cardano. You didn't shill a scam coin, so we're considering you real. You're winner number 10. Thank you for watching the channel, smashing that like button, and being subscribed to the channel. I appreciate you. And with all that being said, guys, that's all the time we got for tonight's live stream. We better get out of here before we get hacked by all these scammers. Let's see. Oh, shout out to Div X-Ray said, telling you now, Trump playing 4D chess with Fed Reserve. He is making crypto be the response to tanking stock market to scare the Fed into dropping rates. Brilliant move. Shout out to Div X-Ray. I hope so, bro. We'll see what happens. I'm not going to lie, guys. We got those bull divs forming on the chart. Now, obviously, we have to be careful that stocks are dumping, but we have those bull divs. You guys have the key levels, especially on Bitcoin. We'll see if we get the move up. And then if we do get the move down, we can be looking for our next key level of support sitting around 81 to 80,500. So, yeah. Oh, yo, we got 1K likes. Shout out to Tyler Durden. Let's go. We might as well knock that out right now. We got 3 Frankie Candles hats then. All right, shout out to Tyler Durden. We're back in the mix here. We're back in the mix, guys. We got 3 more winners because we got the Frankie Candles hats. Let's go, baby. Let's go. Let's give away those hats. Come on, baby. Shout out to Ken, bro. Let's go. All right, winner number 1. Who's it going to be? We're sending the hats to the scammers. They want to scam. We're going to send infinite Frankie Candles hats to their house. Mark my words. Shout out to the Alpha. Says, bing bong. Shout out to the Alpha. You're winner number 1. You're getting a Frankie Candles hat. I can't tell you what color it will be. It'll probably be black or maybe like a neutral color like this, black and white. But shout out to you, bro. You're getting a Frankie Candles hat. We appreciate you for being here. So we're going to send you a free hat. Winner number 2, who's it going to be? Shout out to the Alpha. Come on, baby. The Saints says bing bong. Shout out to the Saints. We're sending you a free Frankie Candles hat. And shout out to Coin Hoover and Gen Z. I'm rooting for you guys. You guys are the ones that are going to be you guys are the ones that we're rooting for because I think yeah, I think you guys, I don't know. I'm rooting for you guys. You guys have been asking for hats for a while. So hats for tariffs. Shout out to Darren. I want Frankie boxer shorts. Shout out to Nirvana. Coming soon. There's candles all over them. Let's see. All right, here we go. Last winner. Come on, Gen Z. Come on, Coin Hoover. I'm rooting for both of you. Here we go. Come on. Give Tyler Durden a raise. Yeah. Shout out to Give Tyler Durden a raise. I need to know who that is. But shout out to Give Tyler Durden a raise. You've been here forever. You do also deserve a Frankie Candles hat. That's crazy. Let's see. Hats for Gen Z. Let's go. I love that. Shout out to Give Tyler Durden a raise. I don't know if he's still in here. And if it's Tyler Durden, I just take a hat. Shout out to you. But yeah, that's golden. Yo, shout out to Give Tyler Durden a raise. Yo, if that is golden, hey, golden deserves it too. But yeah, guys, with all that being said, thank you for 1,000 likes. We finally hit it. And we got the 3 hats given away. We got the crypto given away. And we'll keep doing these giveaways next week, guys. So smash that like button on your way out. And that's all the time we got for today's live stream. Hopefully, we don't get that big breakdown, guys. Watch those bull divs on the altcoins. Watch almost every altcoin is approaching its previous value area low. Resistance until proven otherwise, but if we break above them, we might be able to send it. If you just got here, scrub to the beginning of the show to watch all the TA in depth. And with all that being said, that's all the time I got for today. We will see you on Monday, same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, right here on the Frank Candles YouTube channel. Go touch some grass, guys. I need to go touch some grass and probably sleep for more than 3 hours tonight. But I'll see you guys on Monday. Have a great weekend. If anything crazy happens, I'll update you guys with a market update. That's all I got. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Look what's next for me, Joe. I'm gonna get that second bell. Where the f*** is it? They should have had them 2 bells ready. Space shine for me.
Yeah. Head up in the clouds, dog, they saying I look stressed. I've been feeling down, pray to God that I'm up next. Remember when she blew me off, that's why I can't text. Now she call me petty, but I swear I can't forget. This ain't a test. Now they saying that I ball like Jerry West. Coming back for what is mine, can't take no less. I said go and take a shot, so I need your best. And stop the threats, don't know what is in me. I don't got time, I'm not giving the energy. Too many people around me, I'm finicky. I do not mess with you, dog, you're not kidding me. You don't got way too close. I've been up at the top now, so they all wait for the landslide. I seen too many people that switched up, whose man's high. Through it all, I stay the same, I swear to God, I can't lie. Been down so damn low that I came up for my life. They talk way too much on the internet, it's not real life. I swear my fam waiting, I can't lose, and I'm still right. Still right, I swear that I'm working them up till like midnight. It's real life, I got a time and I'm coming to get mine. In time, I cannot lose and I'm coming right inside. I'm in my, yeah.
Give Tyler Durden a raise. Says only Tyler knows my identity. Shout out to Give Tyler Durden a raise. Show yourself. Show yourself, Tyler Durden. Or give Tyler Durden a raise. Show yourself. But anyway, we're sending you a free hat. Actually, we have to identify you in some form or fashion to send you that hat. We're going to well, actually, Tyler already knows who you are. I think it's Tyler. Maybe. But anyway, I'll see you guys on Monday. Same place, same time, right here, 5:45 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I got to get out of here. Mrs. Candles tapping her foot. Hasta pasta. Frankie Candles out. Bing bong!
Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah we winning by a landslide. Never see me coming, I'm a landmine. Yeah, I ain't taking orders in command like, yeah, you about to see me on demand like, you know on demand. If you ain't know, you about to understand. Yeah, I got the team by my side, right hand. Yeah, take it to a string, you ain't seen it like that. Yeah, and it's the dream, and we coming for the bag. Yeah, and we ain't ever going back now. Future expedited, now we on the fast track now. They won't lend a hand, now they see us on the map now. It's time to act out. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go, yeah. At the top of the class on a roll, ayy, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know, yeah. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, yeah. On the road, here we go, here we go. Here we go, at the top of the class on a roll, and it's time to run it up, yeah you know. Maxed out, put the pedal to the floor, ayy, on the road, here we go. on a roll, hey, and it's time to